whether your PhD was a good experience or a bad experience is very difficult to answer, because many a times you will feel bad that okay, whatever formula or whatever code you have written is not running, or the results which you are getting, it's not worthy, I mean, of reporting or something like that. But at the same time, it's a more like a learning experience. How so? Because you are investing 5 or 6 years of your academic career. If your total academic career after your schooling is 10 years, including 4 years of your undergraduation, 2 years of your masters, and rest of your 50% you are giving into PhD. So in PhD, either you build a problem, you start working on a problem, and then you find out, okay, these are the areas which have not been considered yet. So from there on, you start developing the problem. It may happen, most of the times it may happen, the way you are thinking that okay, things will come out, they are not behaving like that. So that is also a finding. You can't say that okay, we could not find anything. You show that okay, this way, this road is not working, so other people who are going to read your thesis will not take that road. So in that way also you are contributing. It's not like that you are always going to get some good results, because I have faced it myself that okay, I took four problems, for example, initially. Then 3 of them worked, one did not work. So that one we understood that okay, in this way we can't work on that. So fine. So in PhD, once you build a problem, you start working on it. I mean, I have seen some of the universities where they start writing paper at the end of your PhD career. With my guide in IIT Kanpur, generally the notion is like that you start working on it, parallelly you start writing the paper. Okay. So in one way, it will give you confidence. I mean, you are able to solve, you are writing at the same time, you are documenting all those things, and you are trying to publish a paper. So once you submit a paper, you will get the reviews. It may happen, and most of the times it will happen that you submit a paper and it will get rejected. Don't get dejected by your rejections, because most of the times, even when I published my first paper, I initially I got some reviews. It was not rejected, but then the second paper got rejected, and when it was published finally, I could say that okay, the second paper, which was rejected initially, is more of value than the first paper. Why so? Because after rejection, you get the review points, right? And all those review points will definitely add some worthy points in your paper, right? So you start writing a paper. Secondly, and thirdly, once you have the papers, for example, you are doing the final portion of your PhD at the end stage. For example, you are trying to solve 3 problems. I mean, a continuation of 3 problems, a big problem, and then small subsections of that problem. And you parallelly are writing the papers. Then it helps you writing the thesis as well. So in thesis, you don't need to write the whole thesis again. You make these papers as separate chapters. You put it in there. Yes, obviously you have to make a story, because your thesis is a complete thing. So then you have to connect all the dots. Okay, you have 4 dots. You connect the dots and you prepare your thesis.